Welcome back to Unveiling Historical Truths. Today, we're embarking on a journey to decipher the intricate fabric of history, and the key to this quest is unraveling the concept of the pyramid of consequences. Picture history as a vast, interconnected web of events, each one triggering the next, causing ripples that echo through time. These ripples form layers, much like a pyramid. At the apex, we have the initiating event, the catalyst that sets everything in motion. As we move down the pyramid, each layer represents the repercussions of that event, the consequences that shape the course of history. These consequences, both immediate and long-term, are the building blocks of our historical narrative. They're the chapters in our collective story, the footprints left behind by the march of time. Understanding this pyramid is essential, for it helps us grasp how each significant event creates a cascade of effects, forming a pyramid where each layer represents its far-reaching impacts. Take Julius Caesar's Commentary de Bello Gallico as an example. This historical account offers insights into Caesar's British invasion. It's not just a tale of military exploits, but a lesson in the pyramid of consequences. Caesar, in his understated style, hints at the less than successful outcomes of the invasion. Now, why is that significant? It emphasizes the importance of truthful documentation in history. Caesar, a powerful figure in one of the world's mightiest empires, could not rewrite history to his liking. His account, while subtly crafted, couldn't hide the reality of the event. The invasion had its consequences, and these shaped the course of history, creating ripples that extended far beyond the shores of Britain and the borders of Rome. Even powerful empires like Rome couldn't alter the pyramid of consequences that such events created. As archaeologist Israel Finkelstein notes, a chronicler must present events truthfully, especially those well-known or recent, to maintain credibility. The chronicler's role is not just to record events, but to ensure that they are accurately represented. They are the gatekeepers of history, tasked with the crucial responsibility of safeguarding the truth from the distortions of time and bias. A chronicler cannot afford to be swayed by personal beliefs or societal pressures. They must remain steadfast in their pursuit of accuracy. Even when faced with controversial or uncomfortable truths, they must resist the temptation to embellish the facts or to omit inconvenient details. Their duty is to provide a faithful account, one that future generations can rely on to understand the past. In the face of widespread misconceptions or misinformation, the chronicler's commitment to truth is all the more important. They serve as a beacon of clarity, illuminating the path back to what really happened and why it matters. A historian can't hide from reality. Central events create undeniable ripples across societies. Their consequences are too widespread to be falsified or ignored. Carl Sagan, exploring the possibility of extraterrestrial visits, emphasized 3 conditions for validating such encounters. Known for his scientific curiosity and skepticism, Sagan proposed criteria that bear a striking resemblance to the principles of historical truth we've been discussing. Firstly, he insisted on immediate documentation. Just as in history, the sooner an event is recorded, the less likely it is to be distorted by time or memory. He believed that if aliens visited us, their arrival would be documented promptly and accurately, leaving little room for debate or embellishment. Secondly, Sagan argued that a genuine extraterrestrial encounter would trigger significant societal change. Much like the ripple effects in our pyramid of consequences, an event of such magnitude would have far-reaching impacts, altering the course of human history in profound ways. Finally, he demanded clear indication of non-human beings. In historical terms, this equates to the need for objectivity. The presence of beings from another world would be an irrefutable fact, not subject to interpretation or manipulation. Immediate documentation, significant societal change, and clear indication of non-human beings are his 3 conditions. In essence, Sagan's criteria for extraterrestrial encounters echo the fundamentals of historical truth, reminding us of the importance of accurate, timely, and objective chronicling of events. An example of this is the first European contact with the Tlingit tribe. This interaction, rich with cultural significance and historical importance, is a testament to the power of accurate historical documentation. The Tlingit, a Native American tribe located in the Pacific Northwest, had their first recorded contact with European explorers in the late 18th century. The Europeans, in their quest for new lands and resources, stumbled upon a culture vastly different from their own. This was not a simple exchange of pleasantries, but a pivotal moment in history that would shape the relationship between the Tlingit and the European settlers for centuries to come. The Tlingit, known for their complex social structure and rich cultural traditions, were initially viewed with curiosity and caution by the European explorers. This encounter, marked by a mix of fear, fascination, and mutual respect, was a turning point in the history of both cultures. However, the detailed documentation of this interaction was not immediately penned down. It took over a century for the encounter's details to be recorded. Yet the late documentation did not compromise the credibility of the historical account. Instead, it stands as a testament to the power of oral history, a tradition deeply rooted in the Tlingit culture. The details of the encounter, passed down through generations of Tlingit storytellers, were eventually recorded with a high degree of accuracy. These accounts align with the known historical facts of the time, underscoring the reliability of the Tlingit oral history. The first European contact with the Tlingit illustrates how even brief interactions with foreign cultures can be accurately chronicled, despite the passage of time. It is a testament to the strength of human memory, the value of oral tradition, and the enduring power of historical truth. Though recorded over a century later, the encounter's details align with historical truths, proving that brief interactions with foreign cultures can indeed be accurately chronicled. Let's take a moment to examine a different facet of historical documentation: the role of propaganda in shaping historical narratives. Propaganda, in its many forms, has often been used as a tool to distort reality, manipulating the perception of events to suit a particular narrative. It's important to remember that this distortion doesn't necessarily erase the central events, but it can significantly alter the details around them. A prime example of this is the Palestinian propaganda machine. This well-oiled apparatus has been known to use various mediums to distort the reality of events. From documentary films and doctored photographs to false reports, the aim is to manipulate public opinion, often with the intention of demonizing the opposition. This distortion of facts, while effective in swaying public opinion, cannot erase the central events that are widely known and recognized. Another historical example worth noting is the communist propaganda machine in Russia. During the Soviet era, the state-controlled media was notorious for presenting a revised version of historical events to align with the communist ideology. These distortions, while pervasive, did not change the central events that were widely known, such as the October Revolution or the Great Purge. Instead, they painted a different picture around these events, altering the perception but not the core truth. In conclusion, while propaganda can distort the details of historical events, it is often unable to deny the central events that are widely recognized. The truth, despite all distortions and manipulations, remains etched in the collective memory of a society. The role of propaganda in history serves as a stark reminder of the importance of critical thinking, the pursuit of truth, and the need for reliable chroniclers in the face of falsehood. In summary, the enemies of historical truth are late documentation, the likelihood of deceit, and flawed interpretation. We embarked on a voyage through the pyramid of consequences, grasping how pivotal occurrences create ripples through civilizations, leaving indelible marks. We scrutinized Julius Caesar's narrative of his British assault, understanding the essential part a chronicler plays in upholding credibility. We journeyed through Carl Sagan's criteria for validating extraterrestrial encounters and observed how the initial European interaction with the Tlingit tribe aligns with these conditions. We also studied the role of propaganda in molding historical narratives and its restrictions. Truth in history is an endeavor of prompt documentation, acknowledgement of familiar pivotal events, and impartiality. As we conclude this episode, we are eager to plunge into another captivating segment of history. Prepare for an exhilarating expedition into the nucleus of religious history. Join us our next episode as we persist in unweaving the rich fabric of historical convention, zeroing in on the Torah, the Exodus from Egypt, and the profound impact these events have had on the Jewish faith and beyond.